Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivraj Acharya Ashto Tirusata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Anand Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kundi Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamana Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Welcome everybody to Srimad Bhagavatam reading with Holiness Jayādvaita Swami. It is Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. We are beginning with Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 10.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Asit Puranjano Nama Raja Rajan Brihachtravaha Tasya Vigyata Nama Asit Saka Vigyata Cheshtata. My dear king, once in the past lived a king named Puranjana, who was celebrated for his great activities. He had a friend named Avigyata, the unknown one. No one could understand the activities of Avigyata. Purport. Every living entity is Puranjana. The word Puram means within this body, within this form, and Jana means living entity. Thus, everyone is Puranjana. Every living entity is supposed to be the king of his body, because the living entity is given full freedom to use his body as he likes. He usually engages his body for sense gratification, because one who is in the bodily conception of life feels that the ultimate goal of life is to serve the senses. This is the process of karmakanda. One who has no inner knowledge, who does not know that he is actually the spirit soul living within the body, who is simply enamored by the dictation of the senses, is called a materialist. A materialistic person interested in sense gratification can be called Puranjana. Because such a materialistic person utilizes his senses according to his whims, he may also be called a king. An irresponsible king takes the royal position to be his personal property and misuses his treasury for sense gratification. That Kantil?
Is it in your pocket? Because if I can't find it.
That's in my pocket, yes. I have two, but that's all right. Thank you. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayham Dadati Shapadantikam Bande Hang Sri Guru Sri Jatapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Shadushatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parishana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Bodhi Priye Vancha Holtatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One thing that the Prabhupada's purport made me think of is that we discussed before that Narad Muni is using a tactic of speaking to King Puranjana, to King Prachini Barhishat, about his over-involvement in fruitive activities. He's taking the tactic of fictional narrative about a king, Puranjana. So it's an indirect method, or an indirect indication, rather than saying, my dear Prachini Barhishat, this is what you're doing, this nonsense. Instead, he tells the story of a fictional king, and in that way avoids, what's the word? A polarity response. No, no, no. But also it's of interest that the same approach is being used on us. We're this king. We're using our senses for sense gratification. And we're reading a narrative about about Narad Muni telling King Prachini Barhishat about a fictional king named Puranjana. But it's meant for us also. It's meant for us also. So we're reading about a king, hearing about a fictional king, but that fictional king is also like us. The Puranjana, Sridhar Maharaj translated it city man in a fictional work, I think, that he had in mind, called him city man, which is literally what it is. Pura means city and Jana means person. He's a man of the city. And the city is this body that will become increasingly clear. And the person within the body is the Puranjana. And body means senses. So the Puranjana is using his senses. Prabhupada comments like a king. A king can do things at his mere whim, at his desire. And so we're like that. We want something, and we think of ourselves as entitled like kings. So customer service, everything is supposed to be for to meet our demands, our interests, our likes. So we pay money or we use power, whatever we have, for sense gratification. So this is called materialism. One who has no inner knowledge and is simply enamored by the dictation of the senses is a materialist. And that's the description of most people. Let's see what else Prabhupada has to say here. Oh, okay, there's a comment, a question. Which
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Okay. Saraswati Mataji writes, Rams Param Puja, Gurudev, and all the Vaishnavas. Can you explain, please, the underlined sentences? Antya 2052. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that a devotee does not care about his own happiness and distress. He is simply interested in seeing that Krishna is happy, and for that purpose, he engages in various activities. The pure devotee has no way of sensing happiness except by seeing that Krishna is happy in every respect. Those who are materialistic, however, who are very proud of material wealth and have no spiritual knowledge, like the Prakrita Sahajas, regard their own happiness as the aim of life. And now here we have two underlined sentences. Some of them aspire to enjoy themselves by sharing the happiness of Krishna. This is the mentality of fruitive workers who want to enjoy sense gratification by making a show of service to Krishna. The last two sentences were underlined.
Okay, give me a moment. See if I can find out something this way. Hold on. To 20.
2052.
Okay, let's see if I find anything. Mm-hmm. $52. Okay, hold on. Okay. The original dictation says, some of them think doing the happiness of Krishna, he will personally enjoy. And then it's crossed out, and in the manuscript I have, it says sharing. But if we go back to doing, I think we'll get perhaps closer to the meaning. By doing the happiness of Krishna, he'll enjoy. That is, they think that I'll give some happiness to Krishna for my own happiness. For my own happiness. By a show of service to Krishna, they want to enjoy sense gratification. So it can be taken different ways. By doing the happiness of Krishna. So outwardly, I'll make a show that I'm busy trying to make Krishna happy, and then people will say, oh, he's such a nice devotee, or this or that, and I'll get sense gratification by that. Show. Or that I'll serve Krishna, but my inner purpose is sense gratification. That it's not really that I want Krishna to be happy, but if doing something for Krishna will bring some happiness for me, then I'll do it. So it's, what would you say, karma mishra bhakti. It's bhakti, you can say, but it's very much mixed with fruitive intention. Let me enjoy. Pure devotee, just like Krishna enjoy, that's all. Everything for Krishna's enjoyment. I may enjoy, I may suffer, whatever, but let Krishna enjoy. But the person who's not on that platform of pure devotional service may be very much more motivated by the thought, let me enjoy. And if serving Krishna will be the route to my enjoyment, then good, I'll serve Krishna. So, what is it? Or if by serving Krishna, I'll get liberation, good. Again, it's that'll give me relief from sinful reactions, so good. But the target is not Krishna's happiness, it's my happiness. And if I do something for Krishna that will make, just like serving some government official, if by serving the government official, he becomes pleased and does something for me, then it was worth it. Actually, I don't give a damn about his happiness. He can be happy or not happy, but if I make him happy and he gives me a contract, then I'm happy. Otherwise, if I can get the contract some other way, I'm equally happy. His making him, satisfying him is only a route to my own happiness. In this way. And we have this. If our consciousness is not completely pure, then we're still thinking, what's in it for me? If I do this for Krishna, will I get freed from some sinful reactions? If I do this for Krishna, will Krishna give me some happiness? If I do this for Krishna, will others think, oh, see what he's doing for Krishna? So in that way, that seems to be what's here. Okay.
Praveen Prabhu writes, or could doing the happiness of Krishna mean I enjoy happiness like Krishna, like Ras Leela, etc.?
Yeah, but it could mean that. I mean, certainly there are those who have that mentality that I'll do some devotional service by adopting the mood of by becoming a gopi or by becoming Krishna or this or that, because there's no difference between me and Krishna. So when I'm serving my senses, I'm serving Krishna's senses, because everything's one, everything's absolute. It's all in the transcendental platform. So it could be taken that way. I don't think that's not the way that the text looks to me, but one could certainly extend it that way or derive that understanding. The sadhus are also materialistic enjoyers. They're interested in sense gratification. Something else down there?
Saraswati Mashi writes, thank you so much. It is natural we want Krishna to be happy, but how to forget our own happiness and have this one-pointed love for Krishna when for lifetimes we thought about our own happiness?
Yeah, therefore, what Prabhupada says, gradual purifying process by association with devotees, executing the 9 items of devotional service in association with advanced devotees, especially chanting the holy name of Krishna, avoiding anarthas, unwanted sinful activities, and so on. So gradually one is more elevated. A gradual process. In the very beginning, it's maybe totally about his own enjoyment. Come on, stay high forever. Come on, enjoy feasting with us. Come on, come associate with the beautiful girls here. Whatever it is. So he comes for that. But gradually he becomes purified. And he wants to serve Krishna more. He wants to please the spiritual master. He wants to please the devotees. He becomes more purified. Still something may be there within the heart, but still more purified. Till finally he comes to the advanced stages. Hardly any desire for material enjoyment left. Finally, pure devotional service. Is that all right? There's another comment there.
Natalia Machi writes, when things should be done in the temple, does it mean someone doing it for self-gratification?
That we don't know, unless we have, sometimes we know by various signs, but it's a question of consciousness. One person is very busy cleaning the temple to catch the attention of some boy, someone, he'll see what a great devotee I am, and he'll take more of an interest in me. Someone has no desire but just to please Krishna. Someone's in between. Someone's doing it because he's supposed to do it. Temple commander got on his case and said, you're supposed to be doing 2 hours service a day. You've only done half an hour. So, all right. He's doing it because he's just obliged to do it. So we don't know exactly what's in a person's heart. Krishna knows. Krishna knows. But even if he's doing it as a matter of obligation, no, he's becoming fortunate. He's doing some service for Krishna. It may be pure service, it may be mixed service. Dhruva Maharaj was serving for a motive, to get something. Arti jigyasu ganicha. So Krishna doesn't say to those who have mixed motives, sorry, get out of here, you can't serve. No. Whatever your motives, you're coming forward to serve, good, I accept. But the hope is that he'll come to the higher platform. Hare Krishna.
Praveen Prabhu writes, in India, there are still many places named Puram.
Puram,
Puram.
Sheshadri Puram in Bangalore. Many places, many Purams. True. Okay, let's see. Move forward. The word Brihatshtravaha is also significant. The word Shravaha means fame. The living entity is famous from ancient times. For as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Jayādvaita mriyate va. The living entity is never born and never dies. Because he's eternal, his activities are eternal, although they are performed in different types of bodies. Nahanyate hangyamane shirire. He does not die even after the annihilation of the body. Thus, the living entity transmigrates from one body to another and performs various activities. In each body, the living entity performs so many acts. Sometimes he becomes a great hero, just like Hiranyakashipu and Kamsa, or in the modern age, Napoleon or Hitler. The activities of such men are certainly very great, but as soon as their bodies are finished, everything else is finished. Therefore, then they remain in name only. So, Brihat Shrava. Shrava means hearing or hear reputation. Brihat, very great reputation. He's celebrated, heard about, talked about. Brihat Shrava. So the living entity, Brihat Shrava, Asit Paranjano Nama, Rajan, Brihat Shrava. So he's eternal. Actually, he's not the body, he's the soul within the body. But he's performing various material activities and sometimes being celebrated as very great, like Kamsa or Hiranyakashipu, and Napoleon or Hitler. For those who think that Prabhupada was just a Hitler fan, here it's clear that Prabhupada is, yes, Hitler was great. Kamsa was great. Hiranyakashipu was great. He was so great that Brahma had to come down to pacify him. He was shaking up the three worlds. He was great, but he was a great demon. Similarly, Prabhupada plays no favorites between Napoleon and Hitler. They're both great men, but what is the meaning of that greatness? It's only connected with the body and material life. And all right. And when they die, then all their activities are finished. Therefore, a living entity may be called Brihatshtrava. He may have a great reputation for various types of activities. Nonetheless, he has a friend whom he does not know. Materialistic persons do not understand that God is present as the Supersoul, who is situated within the heart of every living entity. Although the Paramatma sits beside the Jivatma as a friend, the Jivatma, or living entity, does not know it. Consequently, he is described as Avigyata Shaka, meaning one who has an unknown friend. Yes, having an unknown friend. Avigyata Shaka. We have a friend that we don't know. The word Avigyata Cheshtitaha is also significant because the living entity works hard under the direction of the Paramatma and is carried away by the laws of nature. Nonetheless, he thinks himself independent of God and independent of the stringent laws of material nature. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Achchedyo yam adahyo yam akledyo shosya evacha nitya sarvagatas tanur achaloyam sanatana. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, all-pervading, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. The living entity is sanatana, eternal, because he cannot be killed by any weapon, burnt into ashes by fire, soaked or moistened by water, nor dried up by the air. He is considered to be immune to material reactions. Although he's changing bodies, he is not affected by the material conditions. He is placed under the material conditions, and he acts according to the directions of his friend, the Supersoul. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matasmitir jnanam apohanam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Thus, the Lord, as Paramatma, is situated in everyone's heart, and he gives directions to the living entity to act in whatever way the living entity desires. In this life and in his previous lives, the living entity does not know that the Lord is giving him a chance to fulfill all kinds of desires. No one can fulfill any desire without the sanction of the Lord. All the facilities given by the Lord are unknown to the conditioned soul. Oh, if Krishna is giving everyone intelligence, why doesn't he give intelligence by which to come to him? It's because he preserves the free will of the living entity. Some water or tea, Jagadish? He preserves, but the Lord is within, and the Lord is doing things. He's giving remembrance, he's giving forgetfulness, he's directing the conditioned souls. Brahmi and Sarvabhutani and Sarvabhutani Maya. Oh, Abhigyata Cheshtita, an unknown friend performing unknown activities. Vishwanath Chakravarti, it will be explained 5 chapters later that the Puranjana is King Barhishat. However, for easy understanding, I will explain the story as it is. Puranjana is the Jiva, because he exists, Raj, with soul and other elements. He's called a king, Raja, and that little Reba. Why is he called king, Raja? Because he exists. Raj apparently means exists. Shavaha means fame or hearing, because he's famous for being intent on hearing about activities to produce happiness in the present and future. He is called Shavaha, one who hears. As Prabhupada said, the conditioned souls want to hear some novels, some fiction, something about material activities. So he's eager to hear. He may not be eager to hear about Krishna, but he's eager to hear. The friend whose name and activities were unknown to him is the Supreme Lord. Or the friend has recognized activities, vigyata cheshtita, such as inspiring the jiva, since he knows the dependent nature of the jiva. So avigyata cheshtita, or vigyata cheshtita, let's back up. Yeah, sakha, sakha avigyata cheshtita, or sakha vigyata cheshtita. The sandhi is ambiguous. When you have long A together with short A, it becomes long A. And when you have long A with a long A, it's long A. And when you just have a long A on its own and no A after it, still it's long A. So it can be sakha avigyata or sakha vigyata. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining both possible meanings. Anything else here? Nothing. Okay. Yes, yes. We have a question.
You know how it says that from Krishna comes remembrance and forgetfulness. This question has come to my mind that I wish Krishna made us remember some of the deeds from our past, because that will help us to move forward much quicker. Because humans by nature, they just adjust to the circumstances around them and they forget very quickly of the pains that they have faced in their life. So it's very easy to forget Krishna, but if we remember some instances from our past,
Yeah, so
wouldn't it be
we used to
easy?
have Ford Motor Company some years ago had a slogan, Ford has a better idea. So Krishna's dispensing remembrance and forgetfulness in his own way, but we have a better idea. If he would help us remember our past activities, then that would help us. But there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of that. The parapsychologist Ian Stevenson, who researched many cases of children who seemed to remember past lives, observed that it didn't seem to make much difference in terms of any sort of spiritual elevation. Apart from that, even in this life, we remember so many things that we did that we haven't learned from. That we remember them doesn't help us, or it doesn't seem to help us. And then there's another point of view, that if we were to remember more, it's already, what's the word, crushing, already so painful, what we remember from this life. You know, the various tortures we went through in school, the various kinds of embarrassing and painful activities we've been through. People go through life, what's the word? Tortured and traumatized by what they remember from their childhood, from their years growing up, from their marriage, from this, from that. And now you want to dump more on him. Here, remember from your previous lives. It's not enough the suffering you went through in this life. Here's more. And why only 2 lives? Why not 5, 10, 30? We'd all be screaming like madmen, remembering so many things. Or we remember, it was nicer in my previous life. Let me go back to that. So better whatever we got. It's like I used to, anyway, better than try to advise Krishna on how to make us better. We should just accept what we've gotten, make the most of it.
I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
So our subtle body is maintaining all of those impressions, all of
Our subtle body is maintaining all those impressions. They're all there someplace. Therefore, the subtle body is a, yes, and you have dreams and so many things come up from who knows where. This life, previous life, today, yesterday. So much is preserved within the subtle body. Then there's, what's the word? There are indications that so much is preserved someplace in the ether, someplace within Akash, the ethereal element. So it's all, what's the word, like a big data center. You know, all the data is there somewhere. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Pada Kamala. Susitala. Oti Chandra Sushitala. Hare Krishna. Jai. Welcome. So that's also there, that so much information is there in the Akash, or it's there in history. We see, and well, this purport has been put here by Praveen. Drishta Shutabhyam Yat Papam Janan Apyatmano Hitam Kuroti Bhuyo Vivasha Prayaschitta Tokatam. One may know that sinful activity is injurious for him because he actually sees that a criminal is punished by the government and rebuked by people in general, and because he hears from scriptures and learned scholars that one is thrown into hellish conditions in the next life for committing sinful acts. Nevertheless, in spite of such knowledge, one is forced to commit sins again and again, even after performing acts of atonement. Vishnu Narottam Das Thakur also says, Janiya Shunya Vishakoinu. I know that it's poison. Janiya. Shunya, I've heard that it's poison. This Vishoy, sense gratification. Still, I'm drinking it. Still, I'm drinking it. So no rearrangement will do the work for us. That, oh, if I can remember, like people, you know, they do past life regression so they can remember something of their previous life and get free from the traumatic effects that are still with them. Or people do psychotherapy, or people do drugs, or people do pious acts, or people do hypnosis, or people do this and people do that, and still doesn't solve the problem. No amount of material adjustment, Prabhupada said. No amount of material adjustment. The heart has to be purified by bhakti yoga. Then whatever we may remember or not remember, if by good fortune we get the seed of devotional service by the association of a pure devotee, we can be freed from bondage to material activities. Okay. Sonvesha manas sharanam Brahma Pritivim Prabhu Nanu Rupam Yada Vindad Abhutsa Vimana Iva. King Puranjana began to search for a suitable place to live, and thus he traveled all over the world. Even after a great deal of traveling, He could not find a place just to his liking. Finally, he became morose and disappointed. Vimana. The travelings of Puranjana are similar to the travelings of the modern hippies. Now, it's kind of ancient hippies, but generally, hippies are sons of great fathers and great families. It's not that they're always poor, but some way or another, they abandon the shelter of their rich fathers and travel all over the world. As stated in this verse, the living entity wants to become a Prabhu, or master. The word Prabhu means master. But actually, the living entity is not a master. He's the eternal servant of God. When the living entity abandons the shelter of God, Krishna, and tries to become a Prabhu independently, he travels all over the creation. There are 8,400,000 species of life and millions and trillions of planets within the creation. The living entity wanders throughout types of bodies and throughout different planets, and thus he's like King Puranjana, who traveled all over the world looking for a suitable place to live. And we see people are looking for, they move from Chicago to New York, they move from New York to New Zealand, they move from New Zealand to Fiji, they move from here to there, or they move from body to body, or from planetary system to planetary system. So they're traveling throughout the creation and still not anurupam. They don't find anything that suits them. The material world is unsuitable. Wherever they go, I don't know. I thought I'd like it more here, but Sri Narottam Das Thakur has sung Karma Kanda Jnana Kanda Kevala Bisher Banda. The path of Karma Kanda, fruitive activities, and the path of Jnana Kanda, speculation, are just like strong pots of poison. Amrita Boleya Jeba Kai. Nana Yoni Sarapire. A person who mistakes this poison to be nectar and drinks it, travels in different species of life. Kodorya Bhokshane Kore. And according to his body, he eats all types of abominable things. For instance, when the living entity is in the body of a hog, he eats stool. When in the body of a crow, he eats all kinds of refuse, even pus and mucus, and enjoys it. This is sort of an insight into, well, what's your life like? You can tell by what he's eating. This is, you're rich, but so you're eating very opulently, or you're sick, so you're eating bland, or you're a dog, so you're eating dog food. You're a this, you're a that. According to the body, it's nasty, so many kinds of nasty eating. We look at a vulture tearing apart a carcass, we think it's disgusting. The vulture thinks it's a love feast. Thus, Narottam Das Thakur points out that the living entity travels in different types of bodies and eats all kinds of abominable things. When he does not become ultimately happy, he becomes morose, or takes to the ways of hippies. That was the hippie thing. If they'd been happy at home, they would have stayed at home. But they had money, they had nice homes, they had everything, and still they were morose. Vimana. Their minds were not satisfied. So let me go to San Francisco and live as a hippie. Let me go to the Lower East Side, live as a hippie. And as hippies also, they were not satisfied. Oh, let me go back home. Thus, in this verse, it is said, na anurupam, that the king could never find a suitable place, a place suitable for his purposes. This is because in any form of life or on any planet in the material world, a living entity cannot be happy because everything in the material world is unsuitable for the spirit soul. As stated in this verse, the living entity independently wants to become a Prabhu. But as soon as he gives up this idea and becomes a servant of God, Krishna, his happiness immediately begins. Therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Miche Mayar Bashe Yachcha Peshe Kachcha Ha Budubu Bhai. My dear living entity, why are you being carried away by the waves of Maya? As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridde Serjanatishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjun, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Wandering. The living entity is carried in the machine of the body through so many species of life on so many planets. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur asks the living entity why he's being carried away in these bodily machines to be placed in so many different circumstances. He advises that one surmount the waves of Maya by surrendering unto Krishna. Jeev Krishna Das e Bishbash Korle Da'ar Dukkha Nai. As soon as we confront Krishna, Krishna advises, Sarva Dharman Pratyajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shucha. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Thus, we are immediately relieved from traveling from one body to another and from one planet to another. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. If while traveling a living entity becomes fortunate enough to become blessed by the association of devotees and to come to Krishna consciousness, his real life actually begins. This Krishna consciousness movement is giving all wandering living entities a chance to take to the shelter of Krishna and thus become happy. In this verse, the words Vimana Iva are very significant. In this material world, even the great King of Heaven is also full of anxiety. If even Lord Brahma is full of anxiety, what of these ordinary living entities working within this planet? Bhagavad Gita confirms, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Puna Arvartinorjan. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. In the material world, a living entity is never satisfied. Even in the position of Brahma or in the position of Indra or Chandra, one is full of anxiety simply because he has accepted this material world as a place of happiness. All right. Kirtan, we have Harinam Ruchi boys here in Brisbane. for a few days. Yeah, we have a few minutes kirtan just to end up the class. And switch the settings so we can pick it up. Jai Jagannath Sutta Harinama Ananda.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishaya Bhutale Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishaya Hare
Jagdish Prabhu, your Narayan Prabhu, will you be able to? He wants to go to the city.